Good morning, Uptown Kids. Welcome to church this morning. We are so glad that you decided to join us. Now, before we get started, I need to ask every single one of you a question. Do you guys like stories? I love stories. Now, Jesus was an amazing storyteller, and the stories in the Bible that he taught us were called parables. But before we get into one of those parables, we're going to head on over to Talia to praise and worship today.
Good morning, Uptown Kids. I'm so happy to join you for another week of Uptown Kids. Can you believe how long we've been doing this now? It's crazy, but it's been so awesome to see all of your smiling faces every Sunday morning worshiping along with me. I love it. I'm so happy you're here. Let's keep worshiping today, shall we? So we're going to start off with our theme song, This Little Light of Mine. You all know it, so get your little lights up and let's sing together. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Great job all around the neighborhood. All around the neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, this little light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Awesome job, Uptown Kids. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back at the end of the service to do another song with you.
Hey, Katie, do you want to play a game before we head into our story?
I would love to.
Okay, kids, do you want to play a game? Perfect. Should we play Beacon Says?
That was so fun last time. Let's do it.
Okay. Beacon says, touch your head. Beacon says, touch your nose. Beacon says, touch your ears. Touch your mouth. Katie Lynn, you won Beacon Says. Kids, did you win Beacon Says too? You did. Good job.
Good job, you guys. Let's head on over to Rebecca to hear our story today.
Good morning, kiddos. Welcome back to Story Time with me. Today we're going to be reading my favorite book in this series because I love the artwork. It is from my new book. This is Big Treasury, and it is called The Seeds That Grew to Be 100. So let's find out the fate of all the seeds. The seeds that grew to be 100. Hundreds of people pressed close to Jesus while he sat by the lake one day. They had gathered around from every town to hear what he would say. They crowded so close he could hardly move. A boat is what I need. So he sat in a boat and told them a tale of a farmer planting a seed. A farmer was scattering seeds in his field. They flew with a whispering sound. All of them wanted to grow to be healthy, but some fell on hard, packed ground. Landing, bouncing, rolling, they stopped. What a terrible place to fall! At the edge of a path where everyone walked, how could they ever grow tall? Let us in, please let us in, the seeds began to cry. Our food and water is underground. If we stay up here, we'll die. People walked by and trampled the seeds, crushed them under their feet. The seeds called loudly, help us, please, while the birds settled down to eat. But the hard-packed ground refused to hear, and the people walked merrily on. Trampled by feet and eaten by birds, soon every seed was gone. The morning air was speckled with seeds that flew with a whispering sound. They wanted to grow to be healthy plants, but they fell on rocky ground. It was warm in the soft, thin layer of earth that covered the cold, hard rock, and the seeds felt safe because they fell where the people didn't walk. Soon tiny pinpoints of green pushed up, leaves sprouted to catch the light. Their roots underground ran out to get food. Some went left, some went down, some went right. But they ran into a rock below shallow earth. "Move aside, we need to find water." They wiggled and pushed to get by the rocks. The ground became dry, the sun hotter. But the rocks didn't care about the plants. "Remember, we were here first." Without enough water, the plants became weak. Their heads bowed. They died of thirst. The farmer walked in every direction. The air was filled with seeds. They wanted to grow to be healthy and strong, but the ground was filled with weeds. Good seeds and weeds grew up side by side. The weeds and thorns grew fast. At first they shared food, water, and sun, but their friendship didn't last. The weeds grew tall, took over the land. The thorns grew to be much stronger. They crowded the plants and blocked the sun. The plants could take it no longer. "Move over, don't crowd, give us light. We need more room to grow." "Harumph, too bad," said the wicked thorns. "We're bigger than you are, you know." "Fight if you like, but we will win." The laughing thorns sneered with pride. Fight they did, but the thorns were strong. The plants grew weak, choked, and died. The farmer walked on, scattering seeds. They grew as well as they could, and some of them did grow tall and strong, for some of the ground was good. Asleep in the warm, wet earth they waited until it was time to start growing. Soon out of the earth and into the sunlight, tiny green sprouts began showing. Slowly they stretched toward the sky, sent deep roots that never got tired of gathering food to make the plant grow. The earth gave them all they desired. Soon at the top of the thin, straight bodies, tall, golden heads formed and grew. Each of those heads had 100 seeds. One had 102. "We don't understand why you told that story," the disciples said when he was done. "It's our job to preach about God, not farming. Your story must just be for fun." "God's word is like the seeds," said Jesus. "It goes everywhere to be heard, but it grows in people, not in the ground, if their ears will just hear his word. Wherever it grows, it causes people to love because God loves us all so much. We learn to love people all over the world, most of them too far to touch. Now, some people listen, but others don't, so the meaning of the story is clear. Don't be like the ground where the seeds can't grow. Open your ears and hear." The end.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Crafts. We're so glad you could join us. Today we're going to be doing a craft with seeds to go along with the story that we're doing today. So what you'll need is some glue. White glue would be best. And then either you got a bag of seeds from us, or if you have a bunch of seeds or beans or anything at home, you can also use those. So just anything kind of small like these here to create your craft. And then you'll want a piece of paper or a piece of cardboard, whatever you have at your house or got in your kit. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a shape on my piece of paper. So I'm going to do a heart this time. So here we go. All right. So what I do is just put a little bit of glue in the area that you kind of want to work on. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue here, and then you just pick what seeds or beans that you want to put on, and you get to work. Now what you'll find with the smaller beads is that beans and seeds, they'll actually stick to the glue pretty well. So I'm going to draw my design here that I want. I'm just going to do another heart. And then they'll actually just stick right to the glue line that I have on there. You can do that, or you can just kind of put some dabs of glue everywhere, and you can make yours however you want. Remember, you don't have to do a heart either. You can do anything you want. So I'm just going to put some seeds on here. And then I'm just going to move it around. There we go. I do one more little bit in the middle, just fill it in and put a little bit more in there. All right, so same thing. I'm just going to kind of shake them around. And then once it looks like the glue's kind of stuck to them all, I can take it off. And there we have, so we have a heart. Here's some other examples. You can make a flower. Or you can make, I did this one on cardboard, so you can make a cross and put designs. You can just fill it all in, however you want to do yours. Thanks for watching. We hope you join next time. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Melissa. I love that we can meet every week to learn and to play and just to have fun. Let's head on over to Talia to sing one last song.
Welcome back, Uptown Kids. We have had such a great morning together. We got to hear a story. We've already gotten to sing a song. We've got to do a craft. So let's do one more song to close off our morning. Is that okay? Awesome. So we did this song not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. It's called He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. Do you remember how it goes? So it goes, He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 Remember that? Awesome. And then it goes, He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. You remember? Awesome. And then the next verse just goes, It's got you and me, sister. And then at the end, it always goes, He's got the whole world in His hands. Awesome. So if you've got a brother or sister standing next to you, make sure you point to them during that part. Let's sing together. He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got you and me, sister, in His hands. He's got you and me, sister, in His hands. He's got you and me, sister, in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. All right, back to the beginning. He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 Awesome, guys. That's a good reminder for this week. God has it all in His hands. He knows everything. He's holding you right here, taking care of you and your family. I will see you next week for another song. Have a great week, guys.
All right, Uptown Kids, that is it for today. This week, I challenge all of you guys to go into the Bible and read another story, read another parable from Jesus. There is lots and lots in there. So this week, I'm probably going to read the parable of the lost sheep. We will see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.